what's going on, everybody? Shane here with Focus Play Gaming in my studio, and I'm joined by the Cimmerian. You got David's over there, and Nick. How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Thank you for having us.
Hell yeah.
Doing all right.
And I'd say good too.
Yeah, man, there you go. The Davids are good, and Nick's doing all right, and kicking some ass, you know. But if you guys recognize these guys, we had them on our live stream on May 4th, and now we're going to do a follow-up interview and talk about like all the shit they got going on. We didn't really have a chance to talk, you know. It was kind of a busy day.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I want to start off with saying, if those don't know what a Cimmerian is, or what the hell the Cimmerian is, take us on the journey of what inspired it, because I know it's, you know, but some people don't.
We'll go with Nick.
So basically, it's very Robert E. Howard influenced. He wrote famously the Conan the Barbarian stories, and Cimmerian basically references the land where Conan comes from. Not that we are alluding to us being the main barbarian himself, but maybe somebody who comes from similar, you know, upbringings. Yeah, and we just kind of talk about all the stuff that would be spoken about in those stories, amongst other subjects, of course.
So they're not a Conan cover band,
No,
by the way.
no, not at all. No.
No, but that's awesome, because I know that those works go so deep, because I only knew Conan of the comics and everything, and then the
Right.
movies, but there's like tons and tons of books and
Oh, yeah,
everything. Like,
yeah.
there's all sorts of shit going on in that whole world. So you have a lot of material to draw from.
A lot. There's like the original stories, and then all the pastiche
stuff,
yeah. So there's newer work coming out now, which is, you know, pretty good as well. So there's
Good.
tons of stuff.
The new comic line is really good too. That,
Yeah.
Jim Zub. Oh, Jim Zub is writing. The new comic is really good too.
Yeah, the
by
magazine-sized comic, too. Right?
Savage
Yeah,
Sword. They
Savage
just
Sword.
restarted that. And that's
Yep.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So now we know where the main theme of the Cimmerian is from. But, like, people listen to you guys, I could tell straight off the bat you guys are High and Fire fans.
True.
What other?
Big time.
Yeah, exactly. What other bands influenced your sound?
Definitely Motorhead, Venom, Gates of Slumber, that sort of thing for sure. The basic ideas. And I think each of us individually have our own influences that we kind of bring to how we play our instrument, you know. But I think, I don't know, if you think of any other
Yeah.
major
Sabbath,
influence.
of course.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sabbath.
Yeah, of course.
I
I think-
know. Yeah, I did, like, not to cut you off, Dave, but I did a quick run through when we were talking at the show of, like, some of your influences and everything. So, like you said, you're big into Matt Pike, right?
Sure. And then, I mean, a bunch of stuff. I like a lot of 70s, you know, classic rock. So, dig a lot of, like, Rory Gallagher and Thin Lizzy, Cheap Trick, Wishbone Ash, UFO, you know, a lot of anything that's very guitar riff oriented. You know, I dig a ton of that type of stuff. And then, obviously, Iron Maiden is a huge influence for me. It's a lot of 70s and 80s metal and classic rock.
Oh, yeah. What about your drumming?
In terms of my drumming, it's mostly maybe mid to late 70s drummers, like Don Brewer from Grand Funk, Cozy Powell, Rainbow, mixed in with like some of the, like, I guess, like 80s speed, if that's well said. But at the end of the day, I really try to, like, incorporate those two along with my own spin on it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. What about your bass tone, Nick? You got a really heavy fucking bass tone.
Of course, Lemmy.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
one of my biggest influences. You know, I listen to a lot of Black Flag as well. So
Oh, hell yeah.
I listened to a lot of Kira Rossler's bass playing. I thought she was an amazing bassist. You know, just a bunch of punk guys. You know, sometimes it's better for the bassist to kind of just keep the song going, right? So, like, even bassists like Jerry Only, who are not technical at all, but they kind of move the song where it needs to go. And I kind of feel like that's what I also do.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So, now those are some of your influences, but I want to talk about, Nick, you're blind and you
totally
learned
blind, yeah.
how to play bass
Well,
before or after?
I was already a bassist. I'd actually been in a bunch of bands here in LA beforehand. I started going blind in 2015. And music has kind of always been the thing I've sought to just to kind of lose myself in and whatnot. So when Dave and I actually had a previous band called Septic Onslaught that it was kind of more a recording project, but then when we decided to start an actual live band, this gave me the opportunity to like go back in and develop my tone and search for the right combination of pedals and whatnot. But yeah, I've been playing bass for a while now.
So that's great that you already at least were used to it. You do it.
Yeah.
Did you have any troubles transitioning over when you were losing your eyesight?
Yes. So I kind of cheat on, if anybody pays close attention when I'm playing, they'll notice that on the back of my neck on my bass, I have strips of tape, and that's just to let me know what fret I'm on. So, if I happen to lose my place in the song, I can just kind of slide my hand up and down the neck, and I'll be all right. That's where I'm supposed to be at this point.
Hell yeah, that's fucking great that you adapted, you overcame, and you didn't fucking quit. So if anybody's watching this and you're a fucking lazy piece of shit, pick up. If he can do it, you can fucking do it. Keep going, right? Don't fucking give up to that shit. But especially with all of your tones, all the musical influences you have, I see you're wearing a fucking Akira shirt. Like, what other influences you have when it comes to songwriting? All this other nerdy stuff that you guys absorb.
Well, definitely a lot of 80s movies, a lot of, cheesy barbarian type of movies. We have a song, Deathstalker, which is based on the movie Deathstalker, which is a, Roger Corman movie from the 80s. What else?
R.I.P. Roger Corman.
Yeah, rest in peace, Roger Corman.
Well, Dark Wolf from Fire and Ice.
Fire and Ice, yeah.
Kick-ass movie.
And that was a Frank Frazetta, Ralph Bakshi, combination. So, and a lot of stuff from actual history as well. I used to study anthropology and history from like different parts of the world. So, there's a joke that, I like stuff from other places, so I'll talk about a lot of different cultures and historical figures.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, but that's so much, like, fuck, you guys have such a broad range of material to draw from. How do you go about your songwriting process? Do you guys start with, like, a basic riff? You lay down a drum line, or you all come at it with, like, hey, I got this idea?
Well, so far, I've basically come up with the skeleton of the song, the riffs and what I have idea for, like, will be intro, verse, chorus, whatever, and that kind of a thing. And then bring it down to practice. We all arrange it together. These guys figure out what they're doing rhythm-wise and everything, and then how it all lock in. And then we start screwing around with, like, well, this many verses, put this part here, slow this part down, and really fine-tuning it and all that type of stuff. And, it's really very much a joint effort and kind of putting it all together so it goes to that Cimmerian filter, and sounds like us at the end of it.
Yeah. What about your lyric process? Do you guys all contribute, or is there a main songwriter?
For the most part, it's been me, but they'll throw in, lines or topics, so sometimes Dave will say, like, hey, can we do a song on this particular storyline or subject? And, I'll...
Conan being a pirate.
So we have a song about that as well, But yeah, it's mostly me, but they'll definitely give me ideas, and I'll take it home and kind of, get lost in that topic or theme or whatever, and, vomit out whatever I'm screaming.
Hell yeah, so now we got it. The riff just drives the song along for the main part.
Yeah.
That's fucking always
I'll
cool.
also throw something out there. Just the reason why I've been so quiet thus far is because I'm not particularly interested in the whole thematic context of the band. These two are definitely the driving force behind that. But I definitely still I'm along with the ride and definitely incorporate my own style into the music.
Yeah, of course, you're a fucking rock and roller. You're like, let's fucking go. You give me a heavy fucking drum fucking fill or a fucking riff that I could go along with, right?
Yeah, and in terms of like personalities, that's we all like mesh like really, really well, which I think has like really been an aid for us. Like it's obvious, but I think that's something a lot of bands don't have.
Well, it's hard too. Like, I didn't even ask, how long have you guys been an actual band?
Like 2 years at this point.
Wow, 2 years? And you guys sound this fucking solid? There's bands that have been around for like fucking longer that don't sound as good as you guys do.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna piggyback on what Dave was saying. Personality-wise, I think is, especially at this point for me, I don't want to be in bands with people I don't like. You know.
I mean, isn't that the fucking thing? If you can't get along with each other, fuck, dude.
And it's one thing if you're the Eagles and you can all hate each other but be making millions of dollars, and we're not doing that. So you might as well like the dudes that you're stuck in the van with, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, because otherwise it's going to be miserable. And especially if you're not having fun
Yeah.
making music, then what the fuck are you guys even doing, right?
Yeah.
You know? So have you guys done any long tours or anything? Or just still hitting it local, trying to build up the scene around here, still working on more music?
Yeah, well, both of those, working on more music, doing a bunch of local shows. Next month, we're gonna start kind of dipping our toes outside of LA. We played out in Palmdale a couple times, which has been super awesome. That Transplants venue out there, they're really good to us. But we're gonna play Bakersfield and Ventura in June, so that'll be kind of a nice little test to see how we fare out there. But yeah, all we do is kind of try to build up a crowd here, you know, because it's so difficult anymore, right?
That's the thing. It's like, you know, that's why I'm trying to do it. Like, I'm excited. I'm talking to all these local bands. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you guys. I just want to keep this scene, you know, alive. But it just seems almost easier to put out your music nowadays.
Yeah.
But there's the cons to that. There's so much music out there.
Yeah.
So many bands get lost in just a flood of like fucking music.
Yeah. So
How do you stand out? How do you keep this going? How do you engage with people? If you're like, that's the problem I have with social media.
Yeah.
You're trying to engage on all these different fronts while still trying to, like you guys trying to make music. That's even fucking harder. How do you guys manage all of that?
it's tough. Like, we have to kind of assign different things to one another, you know, and the good thing is that, like, checking in on each other isn't like a hassle, you know. So if obviously I can't see the graphics or whatever go up on like social media, but they're super cool about helping out with that stuff. And you know, if they need me to write to somebody or get in touch with somebody, like, we kind of share responsibilities that way. So it's good. It's a good that's a good system we have, you know.
Do you feel like it takes away from any time songwriting or doing any of that? Because it just seems like, you know, back in the day, bands, that's what labels were fucking for. They handled all that shit. But now it's like bands have to be their own press, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you have any thoughts about that, but like,
Or you've kind of finally got it down so it doesn't take up that much time.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably be better with our social media and things like that, but it's like, I'd way rather be writing riffs than
what
making
I'm
posts,
saying.
you know, and that kind of thing. So that makes total sense. And as far as getting lost with all the other bands, I mean, everyone has worldwide distribution now, right?
Yeah.
You just get on one of the online distributors, and now everyone's on Spotify, everyone's on iTunes, and all that type of stuff. So there's a million bands that you're not even competing against, but just trying to be heard through everyone else, you know. So,
Like, how do you guys try to stand out? What are you trying to say to, like, hey, fucking listen to us, you know?
Well, for me, so far, it's still a learning process because this is the longest I've been in a band. So networking, I forget the word, but being like a little more social at shows, hanging around, approaching people I wouldn't like usually go out of my way to interact with. That's like pretty big. I'm still working on that. So networking's a big one. Again, like David said, social media, being active on there is pretty big too. So yeah, that's That's what I have to say.
That's
about
actually how I met you at that one show,
Yeah.
and that's how we got in contact, and that's how I asked you guys to play the show. So you're actually
So it's working.
Yeah,
Good
it's
job.
working. Because I hope I gave some more visibility to you guys, you know.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
That's why I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like, these guys are sick. And then I hit up David, I was like, dude, I met you at the show. Does your band want to play my backyard?
Nice. Yeah.
You know? But it's just, you have all this stuff going on. I fucking love it. I love how you're approaching everything. You're like, fuck the social media. I want to write riffs, you know? But it's just hard because you can't neglect that.
Oh, well, something else that I'll throw out there is the consistency. So we for sure practice once every week, every Saturday.
Yeah.
For the past 2 years. At least for me, that's been an important aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's for hours too. So and
Yeah.
and since he's younger than Dave and myself, he's got the
Everyone is.
energy.
Yeah.
So there will be times that we'll go through our entire set of songs, and Dave over there will be, all right, let's do it again.
yeah.
And
Which is good.
yeah, it pushes us at the same
Yeah.
time, so it's good.
I was gonna say too. I mean, as of right now, I mean, every practice we practice all of our songs,
That's good.
and then go through whatever new stuff we're working on, which is just cool because then when it comes time to do a set list, I'm telling we haven't done that in forever. We shouldn't do that one. I mean, literally, you could throw out any one of our songs and
Hell yeah.
we're
It's
ready to
fresh,
play it.
yeah.
So I'd like to keep that going. It gets harder, obviously, the more material you have, and then practices get longer. But I think it's good to really be able to play all your stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's fucking awesome. You guys didn't miss a beat when you guys played here. Again, like, it'll be flashing up right here. Or it's in the link below. Go check out their set if you haven't. It's the full set cut out from our live stream. But that being said, being in LA, what advantages does it give you being here? There's so many fucking bands around here. Have you drawn anything from any other local bands? Who else has inspired you? Like, I know it's like, this is such a community effort where all these bands fucking know each other.
Yeah, I think at the same time though, like the LA scene is a little splintered, but at the same time everybody knows each other, So there's a lot of like death metal shows and black metal shows and thrash and heavy metal stuff going on, but it's meeting people is easy, And if you have a bill where it's kind of different types of bands, that also I think works out to everybody's favor. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's tough in LA, but it's worth it when it does happen.
Yeah, I mean, I moved out here 10 years ago. So I was playing in bands back in Boston, and there it's a smaller city, and the scene was obviously a lot smaller, so it was much more incestuous, you'd be in...
Everyone's in
Everyone's in multiple bands, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So then it would make getting shows maybe a bit easier and that sort of a thing, or we play places that would have like a regular metal night every Thursday and that sort of a thing. So maybe there's more of a built-in crowd, or people just know who you were, just because it was such a small scene. So that's one thing for me getting used to out here is, it's a much bigger city,
Yeah.
Being a much bigger city, though, like, what have been some of your favorite shows you guys played? Like, any fucking shows that stand out to you, you're like, holy shit, this was a really good show. Or when was the moment that when you guys first stepped on stage together as a band, you're like, holy shit, this is fucking great. I fucking love this.
Well, particularly for me, I really enjoyed our experience at the Supply and Demand just because of the sound system. I'm a little biased. I was really focusing on my drums that night, the first night we played, so the drums sounded amazing. Just because we don't at least at the rehearsal spot, we don't usually rehearse with the drums mic'd. So just having that amplified is just really cool. And then we played the Redwood like 3 times now, so at least I feel pretty good playing there also.
I dig places like Redwood, and we played Little Joy a couple times, which is a lot of fun. Just playing smaller venues and just still being stupidly loud,
Yeah.
I dig that.
So
Yeah.
you guys turn up to 11, right? You guys get custom amps?
Yeah, whatever we're at in the room is like the volume we're at live, and it's already super loud in the room, so.
Hell yeah. So I wanted to briefly touch on, like, you guys mentioned to me earlier that you guys have some upcoming projects, that you're recording some new stuff. Can you give a little bit more insight on, like, what can we expect from that?
You want to go with it?
Yeah. So we have our full-length album coming out soon-ish. We recorded that back in February at Minor Chord Studio up in what is it? Panorama City.
Yeah, and that's where we recorded the Thrice Majestic EP and the Sword and Sorcery Volume 1.
Yeah.
Same studio.
Same studio. We worked with Bob Frank, who's a good friend of ours at this point because we've been there for so many times. So yeah, we have a 8-song, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 8-song album coming out.
Like an hour.
Yeah, an hour's worth of music, and we're working with Black Voodoo Records, who used to put out a bunch of awesome music by a bunch of LA bands back in the, but like maybe even just a few years ago. So they're gonna start at it again, and we're gonna be one of the bands that they're gonna be working with.
Hell yeah, are we gonna get some vinyls this time around?
Vinyl, yeah, it's gonna be on vinyl. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We're actually looking at doing a vinyl release of Thrice Majestic as well, with some like bonus stuff on the B side, with just like a short run.
Dude, that's
something
fucking
like that.
cool. As long as I fucking get first dibs on being able to get one, Jesus.
Of course, yeah.
So what? Here's the thing too. It's like you guys are huge Conan fans, and the artist. It slips my name. You mentioned him earlier.
Oh, Frazetta?
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you guys go about like your album art? I know it's kind of simple right now. Do you guys want to start evolving into like more in-depth album art and everything?
The album art for the record is done, and it's pretty awesome. Very detailed. Same artist that did their art for
This
other
is for the
releases.
new album,
For the new record.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the EPs, they're great,
Yeah.
But I was like, oh fuck, I want some cool Conan shit or something.
This will definitely have that.
Yeah.
Cool insert too, or what? We getting an insert?
It depends what the
It depends on what we're gonna be able to do. But yeah, the art, like his name's Bob Stearns. He really, he kind of puts it on his paper or whatever he's working on. Whatever we want to convey, he's been able to do it. And since I can't see, I get told by other people like, hey, this looks awesome. The idea that you guys had for this is what this looks like. So it's pretty comforting to know that somebody can kind of capture what we're going for artistically.
And I can still use, since Nick lost his eyesight relatively recently, I can still use references like, oh, it's got like a Richard Corbin vibe to it.
Right,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
So, I mean, that's fucking helps out a lot.
Yeah. And with Bob, I've been friends with him for 30 years, and he's done art for me like in almost every band I've been in. And he and I we're all into the same stuff. So it's very easy for us to say, it should look kind of like this. And
so
he'll
you
know
knew him
what
before coming out to LA too?
Oh, I've known him forever.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And he's into all the same stuff. So when we're telling him we're looking for this time of a Richard Corbin vibe, he's doesn't have to go look him up. He knows, and knows what to do. So
that's fucking awesome. So real quick too, going on this tangent about art, I want to plug some things too that people don't know. That Dave over here has a comic.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
it's with Bob.
real quick. Yeah.
Same artist, Bob Stearns. So he does all the artwork, and he and I co-wrote it. It's called We Are the Dead, and it takes place during World War I, and it's very Lovecraftian kind of a story. But we do it in a way with an EC kind of Crypt Keeper, Tales from the Crypt sort of narrator that
like an
bookends the stories. It's one major long story that we've been doing in issues right now, but the second part of the final issue is going to be up probably this summer, and that'll be it. And then we're going to look to do like a physical media graphic novel. So it'll probably be about 100 pages, between 90 and 100 pages. So we're looking for someone who will publish that. But yeah, it's very Lovecraftian World War I story, but in the vibe of EC comics and like the 70s horror stuff, like Weird War Tales that DC put out, and that kind of a vibe. But yeah, same artist, Bob Stearns, just incredibly good artist, and he's doing. I mean, he's got the lion's share of the work. He's doing all the artwork for it, and
and you're writing, right?
Together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's really talented dude. Yeah.
Well, dude, I got a comic book podcast. We'll talk later. I'll get you on sometime to plug that more. I just wanted to go off of art, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just plug that in real quick, But that being said, with all this cool shit, album art being done, we're fucking excited for that. I'm stoked for fucking seeing some cool Conan-inspired artwork. So, when we're going back to everything, like you guys said, you've only been around for 2 years. What have been some of the biggest hurdles you've had as a band? Was there any kind of like, oh shit, like, fuck, this is going to be a problem? How'd you guys work around that?
I have one. So a hurdle for me in the band, particularly in the beginning, was playing slow. That's something I had to learn.
Fast.
Yeah. So that's something I had to learn how to do. Even though it's like really simple, it sounds like almost obvious that you would learn to play slow up to fast. But yeah, it's definitely been a skill to learn in the band, and definitely something that has helped me as a musician too, just because it's expanded my playing ability.
When we're working on the slower parts, we'd be like, play it when you think it's too slow, and then play it slower. It's just.
But he pulls it off, and I mean, he does it really well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, so I wanted to ask you guys real quick. I know we talked about your influences, your band, like, just music influences, but here's one. What was the most like transcendent experience you ever had at a live show that made you realize you want to play music? I think we all, like musicians especially, you must have been watching some show and you're like, fuck, I want to do this. What were some of your guys' experiences?
You go first.
Well, I mean, the first concert I ever went to was Boston on the Third Stage tour in '87. So that was pretty mind-blowing for me, just the sheer, like, the volume of it and, like, that many people, and it just was awesome. As far as really wanting to do it myself, was probably Suicidal Tendencies on the Lights Camera Revolution tour. Because I was so into that band, and for me, that was probably, like, their best lineup and the best era. And seeing that, and it was just such, like, a visceral performance. I mean, all those dudes at the top of their game and everything. So it's probably that one for me.
Nick?
For me, 92, a friend of mine and I, when we were still in junior high, we went to, I forget the name of the venue, but we went to go see Danzig on Halloween.
Oh, shit.
And you kind of
Halloween show.
Yeah, and it's what eventually became the Thrall Demon Sweat Live.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, so we were there and we were scared out of our minds because we'd heard all these like urban legends of Danzig having live wolves and killing people on stage and all this. And when the actual band came up, you see the gigantic skull drum, the drum riser, and you see. Eerie Vaughn at the time and John Christ, and they looked as cool as their pictures did, right? And then you see this just jacked dude who, even though he's shorter, he's still belting out all these songs in a way more aggressive manner than you could ever hear him on cassette, right? Because that's what I was listening to back then. So knowing that he was the brains behind Sam Hain and the Misfits, and you're watching this thing take place at the Irvine Amphitheater or whatever it was.
Irvine Meadows?
Irvine Meadows, there you go. Yeah, Irvine Meadows, yeah. And it was me and my friend Martin from high school, and it was just wild that like all this was happening. And when you kind of break down Danzig music, it's super easy, right? Like super simplistic, but he had
evil.
Yeah, right? But like he had everybody's attention, and I'm just looking around like, man, we're all here for this one dude, like for this one dude's songs. So that for me was like, yeah, I gotta write music and play and have fun, because they looked like they were having fun at that time. Chuck Biscuits was still on drums, so yeah, that was a cool show.
What about you, David? Number 2 or 1? I don't know. You guys switch off.
Well, they call me number 2.
David, number 2.
Well, in terms of an experience, it's kind of a long-winded answer, but I didn't have a particular experience like at a show that motivated me to play, just because I thought playing an instrument that well was out of my reach. Fortunately, I had some friends in high school who kept on pushing me to play. They introduced me one beat, and then throughout the years, more people showed me different stuff. So that's how I learned. But in terms of like shows, like as a whole, I definitely look for charisma. That's like the main thing I look for, from any musician, but particularly the drummer and their style of playing. Just that, like, the drummer that stands out to me is the drummer who has charisma and who has that like obvious rhythm, that like space in between the notes, but that still like flows beautifully, to put it like. I guess that's the long-winded answer. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah,
Excuse
hell
me.
yeah. Here's something I forgot to ask you guys though. Those are your favorite live performances. But when you're like, I'm gonna play drums. When am I gonna play guitar? When am I gonna play bass and sing? What about some of that real quick?
When?
Yeah. Or how did you go about doing that? So you start with that, David, real quick. When did you want to play drums? Did you watch Animal and the Muppets and you're like, I want to be a drummer?
No, so I actually, so I have a very like supportive dad. So I actually asked him for a guitar when I was 13. I thought I would not like automatically know how to play it. So like after the first night, I found I didn't know how to play it, so I set it down. And then years later, for whatever reason, when I was 17, I thought the drums would be like super easy to play. So I asked him to buy me a drum set. He bought me probably the cheapest drum set he could buy me or he could find. And so yeah, I found out how much effort was needed to play, so I didn't want to play. But again, reeling those friends from high school back into play, we all like the same music. We wanted to start a band, even though I didn't know how to play. They kept on pushing me, and yeah, that push was like really important. And that consistency, at the very least, like 5 minutes a day. Not that I did it at the time, but like, as long as you keep on doing it, it's super important in learning whatever skill.
Hell yeah. What about you, Dave, number one?
Well, when I was a kid, my dad played guitar just around the house kind of a thing, so it was always there. And then my brother is a few years older than me, and he played bass, so he would teach me, like Metal Health and Rock You Like a Hurricane and, Motley Crue stuff, whatever was around at that time, Twisted Sister, whatever. Oh, yeah. And so he played for a bit, just like in a band with his friends. And then it was a few years later when I just picked up his old bass and started jamming with kids when I was like in junior high. And then that just led to guitar because it seemed like more fun. But so over the years, I've played both in bands, but I always preferred guitar. So yeah, pretty much that.
Hell yeah. What about you, Nick?
Similarly, my dad had a guitar in the house when I was younger. He kind of could never get the hang of it, so me and my brother and I would pick it up and kind of learn what he was trying to teach us, which was the Bee Gees at that time. But I used to get bootleg videos, like a bunch of kids in the 80s and 90s did, of like old punk bands that we couldn't see anymore. So when I got a bootleg of the Misfits on the cable show Why Be Something or Not, and I saw Jerry Only playing, I was like, man, I could do that. It's super simple, and he looks like he's having fun, and he's beating his bass up. So I would like get the guitar and kind of copy what he was doing on bass, and I taught myself how to play bass. And luckily on that same video was a performance of Black Flag in Massachusetts, of all places. And it was Kira on bass, and she's walking all over that fretboard, and I was like, I want to do that too. So I would kind of copy both of them, and that's how it started.
Hell yeah. So guys, before we wrap all of this up, I know we plugged your comic book, We Are the Dead.
We Are the Dead. Yep, we're on Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Yeah, that'll all be down below. And I want to talk about Dave over here. Dave, it's fucking, that's what I was going to say. Like, all right, real quick, we got to settle, how do we settle it? Who's David and who's Dave? You're both Davids.
So we call him Butcher.
Okay, there you go.
So That'll be Butcher and then David.
There you go. There you go. So David number 2, Butcher. Did you settle who's number 1 and number 2? Who's the superior David though?
I'm the older one.
He's the older one.
I'm the elder David.
The elder David. There you go. But plug your band real quick. You just actually did another thing too.
Yeah, so I recently joined another band called Angel Fury. So Angel Fury has been around, I believe, since late 2022, early 2023. I could be wrong though, but I just joined them about 6 weeks ago. We play a more speed metal sound, and we're looking forward to playing 2 shows next month. So in June, one of them being a fest in Fresno. Yeah, it's a female-fronted band with 5 members, including myself. And yeah, definitely a lot more speed metal, melody-driven. For the past 2 years, though, I've just been focused on playing the Cimmerian just to really get, solely focus on the band and like for it to be like foundational. Mm-hmm. And I feel comfortable enough. Not that I wasn't before, but I definitely feel. Very like David and Nick said earlier, that like if someone could like yell out whatever song in the crowd and we'd be ready to play it. So I definitely like feel confident to that extent that I can play in another band.
Because it seems like a problem when like a bunch of bands like they're in like band members are in other bands and they're like focusing on too much all at once. You know?
Yeah, right.
What about you, Nick? What do you got going on outside of all this?
A couple other bands. So
there's your weak link right there.
Yeah,
I'm the only loyal one.
Yeah. I love playing music. So I'm trying to start as many projects as possible.
Hell yeah.
You know, so I any style really, punk, grind, death.
What are some of the other bands you got active right now then?
No names, but I'm trying to start up a death metal project with a couple of older heads that used to play in doom metal bands.
Sweet.
And then I have a grindcore project that's also starting up with some of the roommates we have at the rehearsal room we're at.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
so hopefully we can see that in the horizon soon. I'll probably hit you up to talk about those projects.
Yeah. And I'm trying to put together a couple of books, not comic book really, but it's just kind of collection of short stories and one that's more personal,
So are you transcribing them into Braille and everything?
No, so Braille is actually super difficult to learn, so I don't know any Braille, which I'm a poser for that.
No, that's okay. Sorry, I mean,
No.
I know that looks hard as fuck.
I like, I have a joke where I go to a restaurant with my wife and I'll get the menu and just kind of hover my fingers and just, and people will be like, oh my God, he read something weird. But I don't know what's going on, But no, it's just, I type them out on my laptop or my iPad and, it'll speak it back to me.
Oh, nice. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of technology that helps.
That's fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
So when are these projects coming about? How far along in the writing process are you?
The collection of short stories I've been working on since the whole lockdown thing. So that one's kind of just itching to go. I need to find an editor and see if anybody would be interested in putting that out. And it's just like essays on, growing up in LA, growing up coming from another country, because I'm from Mexico originally.
That's right.
So yeah, it's just stuff like that, being into punk and then being into metal and kind of like the similarities and the differences and whatnot. And stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so I'll definitely have to hit you up for some of those projects too when they're coming out too. Mm-hmm. So let's wrap all of this up. What's the future? We got the new album coming out. Any set dates yet, or hopefully this year we're gonna see it?
Hopefully, yeah. I know some vinyl plants still kind of have a list of bands or projects that they're working on putting out. But we have the reissue of the EP on vinyl that we're gonna most likely do ourselves.
We're working on Sword and Sorcery Volume 2.
Sword and Sorcery Volume 2, which we'd like to do as frequent as possible, as frequent as the songs come in. For sure, obviously record more albums. But yeah, no set dates as of yet, just working with other folks, we kind of have to consider their schedules as well. But yeah, there's no shortage of music coming from us, so we're just trying to do more of that and book as many shows as we can.
Hell yeah. And then we just have the 2 shows in June right now.
Three
Shows in June.
Yeah.
I'll have the dates down below. Anything for July, the rest of the summer? You guys still looking around?
We're still looking around. There's also actually a split that we'd like to keep working on. That's going to be with another LA band.
Oh, nice. What band you working with?
It's going to be with Behold the Monolith. So
Okay.
hopefully this split's able to come to light and see the light of day. They're a band we've done a couple of shows with in the past, and I think our sounds complement each other very well.
I think our themes do as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're very
yeah.
like Lovecraftian.
Yeah.
Fuck
So not far reach from the Robert E.
Yeah.
Howard stuff that
Right.
we do. And
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, guys, I want to say, is there anything else you want to say before we go? Fucking party hard, rock on.
you look like you're thinking about something.
I don't know.
I would say take some time, read some of those older Conan books, because there's a lot of adventure in those stories, and there's a lot of stuff that people tend to kind of overlook just because it's older, and who reads books anymore, right? But
And the writing's really good
Yeah.
in it
Yeah.
too. You know what I mean? The stories really move along. They're mostly short stories that were just in like Weird Tales magazines. So it's not like you're putting in a huge investment in reading the 200-page book or anything like that.
yeah,
And even his writing style, it doesn't feel old.
No.
It doesn't seem like those stories are 100 years old.
yeah.
They're
But they are, aren't they?
yeah.
Fuck.
At this point, 100.
Shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fucking wild. Anyway, that's fucking awesome. I genuinely appreciate you guys coming out. Thank you again for doing that live set. I know I hope to work with you guys again. And I just want to say, fucking, keep doing what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having us.
us. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Till next time, everybody, we got more shit coming along, more bands. Support local bands, support local music, support local artists, and check out the fucking Cimmerian. Later, everybody.
Right on.